Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my early 2022 in the bag. So first I'm just going to kick things off with putters. If you're new here you won't know this, but if you're old here you'll know that I like the Ion. So the Firm Electron Ion has been my putter of choice for the last 4 seasons. I really enjoy it for a putting putter. Subtle fade, not a ton of glide, it lets you kind of put the disc into the basket. I'm a big fan of the Ion. So as far as my throwing putters go, I bag, for my overstable putters, I bag 2 NVs still, 1 Neutron Soft, and I mean it's brand new, and then another of the Eclipse 1.0. So I like the NV for throwing max power off the tee. I like throwing one finger little flicks with them too. They just give me nice overstability when I need it. Next, I have 2 anodes in the bag. The purple one being a pre-flight, very straight to understable throwing putter, and then the yellow. It's yellowish orange, but the yellow one here is a new one. It's still overstable. If I'm throwing it hard, this is gonna be my shot. I also like this for touch flicking, where this one here is more of like if I need to anhyzer, I'm gonna be grabbing it. So that's all I'm throwing for putters at the moment. I guess I should also mention that I am still carrying the Voyager Pro 2 bag. Let's go to mid-ranges next. So starting with my most overstable mid-ranges, I am currently bagging 2 runways, one being a nice Cosmic Neutron runway that seems to be more overstable. It's also a little flatter, and I also have a normal Neutron runway. And this one is dinged up a bit. It's definitely more used, and it's a little bit domey. So I kind of have a little more glide overstable, and then just the get left or get right, depending on forehand and backhand, overstable runway. All right, I need to pull that one out. And next, I have my slightly less overstable. If I need to push hyzer, if I need to throw more full power in a headwind. I have the glow reactor. I really like this glow reactor, especially for sidearming, get out of trouble shots, and my favorite shot with it is probably a mid-range hyzer shot, where the runway might skip too hard or things like that. So this gives you more glide, and plus it glows amazing, so it's a great all-around disc. And lastly, for mid-ranges, my absolute favorite workhorse is my Proton Matrix. Throughout the year, I will put multiple of these in my bag depending on the stability I'm looking for, or the Neutron one sometimes if I need to throw more backhand shots in wind. Where the reactor I like to throw on hyzer angle, the Matrix I like to get to pop flat with subtle fade. So that's the difference between those. This Matrix here has been in my bag for 2 seasons now, maybe 3 almost. I throw it on hyzer, let it pop up and go over, hold, or I'll pop it on hyzer, not get it to go over quite as much, push straight with a very subtle finish. This is my absolute wood shot shaping mid. I couldn't ask for anything more. This is my favorite disc. It also got me a nice ace at Ledgestone last year and netted some good money. Alright, and next we are going into the fairway driver section. Make sure to get them all. So I will start with my most understable first with this, just kind of keep you guys on your toes. I bag a Proton Lift. This is very understable, easy to throw rollers, soft thrown turnover shots too. It's just a very versatile disc, easy for anyone to throw, and just great for any skill level. So I throw this shot for long turnovers, tailwind shot turnovers, standstill, hyzer flip to flat, anything that needs an understable flight, this has me covered in the woods. I don't really throw it too much out in fields. Alright, next I have a beat-in 100K Neutron Tesla. This is my workhorse, kind of how my Matrix works, just a versatile disc where I can put it on angles and get it to flip up and do cool stuff. That is I almost said Matrix. That is this Tesla for sure. And that's been in the bag probably 3 seasons as well. Alright, next we have a Halloween Tesla. I believe these were ran not last year, the year before. These are great overstable Teslas. I bag this for when it's too windy for my white Tesla. This seems to do the trick, but still gives me the Tesla flight in the wind. So same thing as the white one, just in a windier situation. The Cosmic Neutron will get that shot covered. All right, and next we have the new Terra. I love the Terra for pop-up forehands, and I also like it when I need to get a little more left than the Cosmic Neutron Tesla. The Terra has been filling that slot quite well for me. Force Annies too, it kind of has that interesting push, and it'll slowly come out to flat on a very severe Annie, meaning throwing backhand. But if I throw it on a hyzer angle, I can let it go as hard as I want to. It'll maybe pop up to almost flat and then give me a really nice finish. Alright, and speaking of overstable, I bag the Plasma Fireball. This is a newer run from last year. It's not quite as gummy as the previous ones. Still very flat. I love these for forehanding, and I like these for anything spiky in backhand, where I'm not trying to push as much. Or if I don't want to go too long, and let's say a hole is like 325, instead of throwing my runway or reactor really hard, I'll throw this on a high hyzer. Alright, as far as drivers go, I think we're pretty much on pace with the normal use, like the normal driver setup here. Alright, so I have two Neutron Nitros. These are my most overstable discs. These have both been in the bag now a couple of seasons. I will probably be placing another one in the bag to complement these, but as far as what I need a nitro to do, these are great. I don't really have a preference. I seem to throw this one backhand more and this one forehand more. I don't know why. They fly very similarly, so that's what I use those for. In the premise of when I would throw the disc, that nitro, or either one of those nitros, it's when there is significant headwind, when a shot is sub, 450 and goes left. Anytime I need to go left at all or right on a forehand, the nitro seems to do it for me. So my next slot for my not as overstable distance drivers, I have this brand new Schoolboy Panic that will give me more of a pop-up to flat / slight turnover than the nitros will. They're both 0.4s, or this is a -0.5. They're both very, very resistant to turn, but the Panic seems to turn a little bit more than the nitro. I also like these for forehands when I need to get the shot up to flat. So here's another matching Panic. This one's a little more beat in, so I get more play on it. So this will be, honestly, they fly very similar, the Schoolboy and this one. This one is way cheaper than the Schoolboy is, so if I ever have water in play, I would much rather reach for this one, to be quite honest. Alright, and last but not least, I have my beat-in Schoolboy Panic. These are all in Neutron plastic, if I didn't say. This is hyzer flip to flat and hold over. This thing is so understable, but very, very nice in tailwind. Very nice for shot shaping discs through the woods. I'm heading out to Camden 2 next week in the Rumble, and this is like the par 4 machine. Just put it on crazy hyzer, let it pop up to flat, and then push through the woods with no fade, essentially. It's a great disc for that. Also, my forehand's not that strong, so this is very good full shot shaping disc for forehand for me. Alright, in the next slots here, I have the Octanes. If I'm going for maximum full distance and that Panic that I just showed you, the most beat-in one, won't handle the flight, this Team Stamp Gray one I've had in the bag for 2 seasons, maybe about 2.5 seasons. This thing can handle everything I can put into it as long as I put enough angle on it. And I'm talking, like, if I'm going over 500 feet, this Octane is the one that I'm grabbing. So when the Panic is too overstable for a wind, let's say there's like, some sort of like a cross headwind and I need to hit a gap or something, and the Panic is a little too overstable for that shot, I reach for one of the newer run Octanes here. This is also in Neutron plastic. This will pop up to me in, for example, in Waco, I was finding myself having to throw in headwind quite a bit, but I still had to hit a gap, so I was having to start the disc on crazy hyzers where the Panic just wouldn't allow me to do that. I'd get this to pop up to flat, push over, and fade. It doesn't really want to hold a turn, but it doesn't necessarily want to really dump out of it either. So the Octane is a great slot for that. It's also a good forehand disc. Alright, so on to my more understable discs now. I have a Cosmic Neutron Trace, which is my more overstable of my understables, if that makes sense. If I'm throwing this on full power through the woods, similar to the Panic, if I don't need as much distance, my Flippy Panic, this will give me a nice turnover with a very subtle fade. So I'm a big fan of the Cosmic Neutron. Also, easy forehand distance with these traces. It honestly couldn't be easier. Next, I have a pre-flight just Proton Trace. This disc here is my flippiest 11 speed, I guess you could say. In the bag, it flies similar to my Flippy Panic as well, but once again, if I don't need to go quite as far, this is a disc I'm going to grab. If I need to hit a line and can't throw full power, both forehand and backhand, this is a shot that I'm going to be grabbing. It's also pretty good for rollers. Speaking of rollers, here's my perfect segue into the new Streamline disc called the Jet. This has recently gone into my bag because it is an absolute roller cheat code. It's great for big arms for rollers, or I mean even a mediocre arm could get this into a roller off of a flat shot, maybe even a hyzer. This disc is so understable and so perfect for rollers. And also, if you don't quite have a strong enough arm speed to throw like the Octane or the Panic, but you like the wave or you like the tenacity, I guess the tenacity is kind of, I don't know. If you like the wave, if you like the relativity, the catalyst, anything understable, the virus, anything like that, you will love the Jet. And then also if you throw, you have a big arm and you want to throw a roller, but you don't want to necessarily pull over your rollers, or you want to, a wave would work too, but I personally went from pulling over my rollers to where I'm kind of limited to how much I can get, because I need to air into that roller a little bit, it needs to hit kind of far away, and I only get the point after the contact there, where this disc I can actually start on hyzer, flip it over, let it hit at a severe angle, and it's so understable, it's like slowly pulling up, and then always gets over to the right. So I've been loving the Jet. And that's pretty much all of the discs I have in my bag. I'll filter some in and out over the year. I always carry some towels in here, a sports sack, an osmosis bag from MVP. I have a rangefinder. I don't have the Sport. I think I just have the normal 850. I've had this thing for a year. The batteries are still like fully charged and I use it all the time. I carry a quick stick in here, some rock climbing chalk also, just for when it gets really, really bad. Extra towels in there, all that stuff. This side I don't really have too much going on. Hand sanitizer. Just some important things there to have during the round and all that. So this is pretty much my bag for the 2022 season. Not too many changes from last year. The Terra being a new one and the Jet being a new one as well. But I'm still smashing on the Panics and the Octanes and the Nitros. The normal driver lineup that I've always loved. That's pretty much all I got for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this 2022 in the bag. I would like to thank my sponsors, as always, Plastic Addicts, MVP, and Paragon. And if you're new here to the channel, please subscribe and leave a like on the video. I love to see new faces, and I usually respond to all the comments I can. So thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.